Well, hello and welcome to Truth Podcast. This is just a short video with reference to the scenes that we seen in Ballymena last evening, and what should have been people coming from all around the province to stand shoulder to shoulder with the families of victims. Well, it spilled over into violence, and I believe that things should be done in a lawful way. And whilst that I understand the frustrations, the concerns, and how that people are not being listened to, and how that ordinary people with concerns are being labelled by the authorities as far right and racist whenever that they flag up concerns of problems that is happening in their communities with reference to the overburdening of systems. I mean, you can't get housing, you can't get schooling places for your children. The dentists, the doctors, the hospitals are being overburdened. What they're doing with this madness, this piling immigration in, piling them in and stacking them high. What they're actually doing is they're overburdening an already overburdened system, and that literally is a legitimate concern whenever that you can't, the indigenous folk that live here, they can't get their needs met as the system should actually provide for them. So we heard from Councillor Ron McDowell just a few days ago with reference to this agenda in Belfast alone, in where that between now and 2035 they're going to be packing in another 66,000 people into Belfast. And that's over the heads of the population. That I would say that if you took a vote, if you had a referendum in this, that the ordinary people who should be dictating to the politicians, they would literally stand against this and say no. But there you go, it's happening no matter why that we like it or not, and that creates resentment, that creates the concerns that we seen last night in Ballymena. Now, I would always advise to do things legally and lawfully, but then again, people are looking at when they do protest, they're not being listened to. So we really do need a debate on really how it is that we deal with this madness, how that it is that we manage this madness, how that it is that politicians can deal with the concerns of the local communities. So I just wanted to really voice my concerns about what happened last night, and the appeal to people that there's a way to do things and there's a way not to do things. We heard on the media this morning, Radio Ulster, how that it is that the focus was taken away from the victim and the victims' families, and the focus really this morning should have been all about those victims, and how that ordinary people from all around Northern Ireland went and stood with those people, showing their concerns for the things that is happening from within the community. So again, a bit of advice, please don't give those that would champion the flooding of our country with the uncontrolled, uncontrollable, unquantifiable, and most importantly, the unidentifiable immigration. Please don't give the people that are championing that the ability to be able to label people as thugs, as racist, as far-right people. That shouldn't happen. Now, I'm going to take you back till 1993 on the Shankill Road, just to explain something here about Northern Ireland. I remember standing on the Shankill Road on 23rd of October in 1993, just after a thing called the Shankill bomb. I remember looking at the aftermath of that bomb, and I remember looking at the bodies, the body parts, and I remember saying to myself, this is madness, this has to stop, because in the desire to get one over on another community, what actually happens is that people recognise no boundaries in the depths that they're prepared to stoop to get one over on that other community. And on that day, it resulted in 9 innocent men, women and children actually losing their lives, and we don't want to see scenes like that in Northern Ireland ever again. So my advice would be to literally go to the source, go to the root cause of this problem. And the root cause is that we have politicians who are not working for and on behalf of the people. That's what they should actually do. When people literally elect these people to serve and protect them, and they're the key words, serve and protect, they're actually not doing that. What they're doing is that they're following a globalist agenda, and they're putting in place mechanisms which will be detrimental to ordinary folk living in separate areas right around the United Kingdom. This just isn't happening in the United Kingdom. This is also happening in Ireland, in France and Germany, right across Europe and right across the Western world. And these globalists have no concern for the detriment that they're causing within communities. So there is a way forward. The way forward would be to use your rights, your right to freedom of speech, freedom of expression, your right to criticise the bad law which is causing these problems, your right to criticise the politicians which are permitting these problems to be put in place. And if you need to stand against anybody, stand against the politicians, stand against this madness that is happening from within our countries, and literally try to win the hearts and minds of ordinary folk, because if you don't get ordinary folk on your side, and a lot of ordinary folk would run a 10 mile from what happened last night, if you don't get ordinary folk on your side, you're going to have no chance of actually turning things around and winning this. So I just thought I would actually put my thoughts out there with reference to what happened in Ballymena last evening. I can understand the frustration, I can understand the genuine concerns, but there's a way to do things, and that way isn't through violence. Thank you.